accessing the members of the structures, and of course, using structures in functions. The rest is quite similar to the stuff that we've done previously, right? We pass variables, we use variables inside functions, passing them to functions, and then passing them as pointers. Pretty much the same thing here, right? Then we'll just introduce another one, which is the type def, but we'll talk about why we need a type def later. Right, so structure allow you to define variables that combine several data items. We've talked about different data types already of the same kind, but structure is another user-defined data type. Pretty much allows you to define your own data type, okay, that you use to combine data of different kinds. We've given an example earlier. So basically, you've got the struct keyword that you need to use. You've got the name you want to give it, similar to if you have int x, right? Yeah. So the name that you want to give it, and then the members. So each member is also going to have its data type. So the members of these functions, those who are already familiar with the concept of classes, right? Class is just taking it a step further. You can have private members and public members, and you can have functions as part of it, but now we are only talking about variables, more or less, yeah, or data, right? And afterwards, you can declare or give one variable of this particular type of data, which is the new one we have created that you can reuse later. So it gives you some things that are optional. So telling you that the tag is optional, and of course, each member of the definition is normal variable definition because we are making use of normal variables. And these are examples, we see proper examples later anyway, like the int, the float, and things that you mentioned earlier, okay? So at the end of the definition, before the final semicolon, this is where you want to pay attention to, you know, each of these separated by semicolons. Each of these separated by semicolons. So just take note of where the semicolons are, and basically you can specify one or more structure variables. So that's the newly data type you have created. You can create a variable as part of the definition. Yeah. Okay, so example, we used person earlier. We've got a book. Normally books have titles, authors, subjects, and so far all of these are user-defined data types. We've got these are the variables we are creating and we are grouping together because they help us describe what the book. Yeah, the book is what the new, take it as the new data type we are creating. Yeah, and the struct, of course, is a keyword. Now this one is just what is a string. It's an array of characters. So even though we are creating these particular child variables, we are actually creating strings because it will be holding what? Array of characters. Yeah? So moving on, we'll come back to that code in a minute, right? Those who have worked with classes before or objects before know that when you want to access the members of the object, you use the what? The dot operator. So dot will take you into the structure itself so you can access the members. So if I remove that, and instead of telling me, I say dot, and I have the books, for example, and I go inside the books, then I can have access to what? The title. Now, the same way, if we have anything that is an integer, like x as an integer, and we say print x, we're actually printing what? 4. But we don't normally write int. We will write what? The name of the variable. So later, whatever we call this to be, or whatever variable we create of the book's data type is going to be the name of that variable and will give us access to the title. Let's walk through it. And as long as you get a dot operator, it allows you to access the members, the members of the structure we've created, for example. Yeah. And the members are what? The title, the author, the subject, and the book ID. So call it a member access operator, basically coded as a period between the structure variable and the names of the struct keyword is used to define